Biology, the study of life and its causes. Most of the time, biology can be pretty simple, but you're in advanced biology, so you have this guy as a teacher. Now, if you're thinking this school year is going to be really hard, you're right. But don't stress it. If you learn how to do things efficiently and thoroughly, you won't have a problem. Or, as Budniak likes to say,
do your that begotten work. It ain't that hard.
So that's exactly what I'm going to teach you today. Now, the most common assignment you'll get is homework notes, which I'm assuming you're even doing right now. Homework notes are cool because they're some of the only assignments that you can get additional credit for, which will really boost your minor grade. But that's only if you learn how to write good, thorough homework notes. So let's get started. Hopping into Word, the first thing you want to do is make your title big, bolded, and underlined. The reason this is because you really want to know what you're talking about, and it really helps for organizational purposes later. Then you want to make a big bolded header. Establish the topic of what I'm going to call a section. I would recommend making the header according to the sections in the book or per slide on a PowerPoint. Don't make too many different sections, but also don't make them so long that they talk about multiple different things. Just try and keep it so that a section talks about one specific aspect of whatever topic you're on. Once you have a good header, just list out whatever information you're learning in bullet points. Separate information in about 1 or 2 sentences per bullet point, or just group and summarize an entire paragraph into 1 or more bullet points. I prefer to copy sentences straight from the book, but it can be very helpful to rephrase the information in a way that explains it best for you. When you have all the information you need for a section, skip a line on the page and make a header for your next section. So, the next tip is just kind of something that I picked up about halfway through the year. So it's really important to learn this early. And it's to bold and highlight certain words, phrases, or sentences inside your bullet points. Not only does Budniak absolutely eat this up, but it will also genuinely help you see your notes in a better way so they don't just all blend together into one white blob. When you're reading over your bullet points, bold individual words. The way I do it is I bold a vocab word that would cause a process, I bold the action in which that cause performs, and then I bold the result. I usually highlight entire sentences or bullet points that describe or state something that's very important. You'll notice when you read through the textbook that there will be certain bolded sentences like this one. And when you come across those, I think it's best to bold and highlight it. Those are essentially all the tips you can use to maximize your understanding of how to take notes. You just need to take that formula and replicate it throughout all the material. Generally, as a rule of thumb, the more notes you take, the better grade you're going to get, but also make sure not to overwork yourself. I found that splitting the workload between the chapters with breaks in between was usually the easiest and most efficient method to complete a large amount of notes in time before the due date. So, now that you know how to take the notes themselves, I'm going to show you some more things that you can do with them to have a better studying experience. Now, I prefer to take my notes on my laptop for mostly one reason, and that's because I can copy and paste notes into study websites like Quizlet or Blooket really easily. Blooket is great because you can just take questions directly from Quizlet and paste them in, and honestly, it's really just pretty fun. I would recommend that if you're using your laptop to take notes, that you use your physical textbook to take notes from, because it's just easier to not have to switch between tabs, and it's quite frankly a lot quicker too. And my last tip for you guys, use your OneDrive. For the love of God, please stay organized and keep your notes in different folders so you can remember where they are. OneDrive is really helpful for helping you organize your notes and fairly easy to navigate. So if you file your notes, they'll be easily accessible for the next folder check, which is a major grade. So, in conclusion, if you do all these things, not only will your homework notes be neat, organized, and they'll make sense, but they'll also potentially get you some extra points, and you'll have Budniak saying,
This is incredible. These are freshmen?